Dragon Quest Monsters, a shameless Pokemon ripoff. Pokemon literally used Dragon Quest as inspiration for a lot of its monster designs. This one has to be one of the most like disrespectful ones on this list. Matthew over here has absolutely no experience with these games because all the clips are literally from like the first 30 minutes of gameplay. World of Final Fantasy! How? So something funny about Pokemon fans, and not all, but a lot of Pokemon fans who are like really obsessed with like Pokemon being supreme or whatever, they have this tendency to call anything that's like Pokemon but not Pokemon, or even just not like Pokemon but just monster taming, they tend to call them Pokemon clones, Pokemon knockoffs, etc. And there's this video that you guys shared to me called 10 Shameless Pokemon Knockoffs by Mojo Plays, which we're going to be checking out today. And these guys have the gall to call games like Monster Rancher, Dragon Quest Monsters, which, by the way, Dragon Quest 4 had monster taming before Pokemon, and some others like Cassette Beasts, some really good games in the genre that are either completely different from Pokemon, predate Pokemon in a sense, or are just do things better than Pokemon. They have the gall to call all of these shameless Pokemon clones. So we're going to be reacting to that video today, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. All right, let's dive into it. Monster Crown, of course, because it's just like Pokemon, right? Look, Monster Crown has its bugs, it has its issues, but to say it's a Pokemon clone is actually insane.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today...
Oh, also, I want you guys to keep in mind while watching this video, all of the clips that this guy uses are from like the earliest points in the game. So you know he has, Matthew over here, has absolutely no experience with these games because all the clips are literally from like the first 30 minutes of gameplay. This is like the one of the tutorial sections of Cassette Beasts, like one of the first dungeons you go to. I know this battle is one of the first ones in Monster Crown because the little tutorial bubble is gonna pop up. See right here, that's literally like a battle that you're given a monster because you don't have one yet. So all of these clips are going to be from like the beginnings of all of these games.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we are looking at some pretty damn bad ripoffs of the series. No, not Monster Hunter. These are 10.
Also, he called them monster hunting games for some reason.
Shameless Pokemon.
Dragon Quest Monsters, a shameless Pokemon ripoff. This is a game that came out, yes, in '98, but Pokemon literally used Dragon Quest as inspiration for a lot of its monster designs. Satoshi Tajiri has been on record saying that Dragon Quest was a huge inspiration, and Dragon Quest 4, which predates Pokemon, I believe it came out in like '91, this is an expansion of the Dragon Quest 4 monster taming mechanics. Dragon Quest 4 had monster taming. It wasn't as fleshed out as Dragon Quest Monsters, but literally, like this is if anything, this is like Dragon Quest 4's monster taming like expanded. So I don't understand. Sorry, Dragon Quest 5. I mixed them up. Dragon Quest 5.
Knockoff games. Not all of these are terrible. Some are actually quite bloody good.
Also, like, let's stop with the whole Power World's a knockoff thing. Power World is literally nothing like Pokemon. It just borrows like the design philosophy, kinda. If anything, it's more of like an Ark-esque game.
But they're all pretty open about what they're doing. Stealing an idea.
Also, you guys are pretty open about what you're doing. Sucking off Nintendo so you get, I don't know, early access to games or whatever.
Let's do it. Before we continue, we publish content all week long, so be sure to subscribe.
I'm not going to subscribe. I'm sorry. You guys should subscribe to me, though. That would be pretty good.
Little Masters.
Okay, I've never heard of this game. Let's see his arguments. Okay, so that's Pokemon-esque pixel art.
Hardcore ripoff. Little Masters is basically a carbon copy of Pokemon, but without any of the charm or depth.
Okay.
Available on the iPhone, it shamelessly borrows from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire on the Game Boy Advance.
From Ruby and Sapphire?
On the iPhone, it shamelessly borrows.
This is Ruby and Sapphire graphics. Do you mean Diamond and Pearl or Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Because this is more akin to Gen 4.
Of Pokemon, but without any of the charm or depth. Available on the
This guy's defending Pokemon. He doesn't even know his
iPhone
generation.
and shamelessly borrows from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire on the Game Boy Advance, right down to its monster designs and naming.
It's
One
a bird.
Creature, Warmander, is literally a lizard with a flame on its tail. Sound familiar?
Warmander.
Honestly, I half expected it to start singing Gotta Catch 'Em All in MIDI. The game mimics Pokemon's elemental types and mechanics, requiring you to catch, train it.
Okay, mimicking elemental types and mechanics. It's a turn-based game with types. Does Pokemon mimic every other RPG that came before it? Now, look, this game, in my opinion, doesn't look very good. It's an iPhone game. It's probably not good, but like, come on, like at least have better reasons for it. Like, you could be like, oh, look, they even use the same grass platforms or something. Like.
And battle monsters to become champions. But unlike Pokemon, it lacks a story and severely limits play with stamina restrictions, making progression.
Stamina restrictions, aka not PP, because you know, playing with stamina is too hard.
Painfully slow. So slow, I think my phone aged 5 years just watching me wait.
Yeah, a lot of mobile games suck.
Mastering is patience.
I don't know if this game's any good. I've never heard of it.
Dragon Warrior monsters.
This one pissed me off. Well, you guys shared this with me in the Discord server, which, by the way, I do have a video ideas section in our Discord. If you're in the Discord, if you want like me to cover something, I don't get to every single thing that's in there, but if something feels like it's good for a video, I'll do it. This is the reason I decided to do this video. Dragon Quest monsters, like, shut up. Oh, it has continue a new game. It's a Pokemon
Dragon
clone.
Quest may predate Pokemon by a decade, but developers must have been Pokemon fans when they came up with their totally...
They must have been Pokemon fans.
The original spin-off, Dragon Warrior Monster.
Because Dragon Quest V didn't have any sort of monster taming mechanics that Pokemon was inspired by.
The game truly is basically Pokemon.
How?
With fewer snacks and more...
How is it basically Pokemon? You literally have a hub world and then go into randomly generated realms. It's like a dungeon crawler.
Or random warp nonsense. The story centers on reuniting with your sister by winning a monster...
Yeah, because every Pokemon game you have a sister, right?
...the tournament and raising the strongest team possible. Because nothing says family bonding like blood sport. One of the biggest differences is actually quite annoying. Neglected monsters resent you and disobey commands.
Oh no, you have to actually take care of your mons. Also, did you forget that the game... I know he doesn't know. The game has fusion, by the way. You wouldn't know that because you only played 10 minutes of every game.
Especially against final bosses, leaving you wondering...
Well, what final bosses? You never played any final bosses. You have a slime. That's all you have on your whole team is one monster.
If the monsters are plotting a coup while you blindly figure out weaknesses and deal with no health bars.
Oh no, no health bars, even though there's a number that says your health. Like don't get me wrong, like the UI and DQM could be
Monster
better, but
Rancher.
It's 3-on-3. Like it's kind of hard to fit all that information on a Game Boy screen. Monster Rancher. This one's great, guys. Monster Rancher is a Pokemon clone. Why? Because you raise monsters. Because none of the other mechanics are the same. It has it has real time. I kind of call it semi-real time because every time you attack, the game kind of stops. But anyway, it has its own like real time combat. It's a monster raising game. It's like a VPET style game. It's more similar to like Digimon, and they're gonna call it a Pokemon ripoff because it has monsters in it. I can't. And look. Did Pokemon cause a lot of games to want to make their own monster taming, like franchises, to want to have more of an expansion to their monster taming in certain franchises like Dragon Quest, right? Like, is Dragon Quest Monsters or Dragon Warrior Monsters a response to Pokemon? Maybe, but that doesn't make it a knockoff. Like, it's like, oh, look, people want monster battling. Let's expand on our own monster battling. How is that a knockoff in any way? Or like if any other series sees like, oh, Pokemon's doing well, let me make Monster Rancher. Let's say that happened. Although Monster Rancher came out in '97, so like how much time did they have to make the game since Pokemon came out? Like they might have, it was probably already in development, but that's besides the point. The point is, even if it wasn't and they decided to make this in response to Pokemon, so what? Like Battlefield made a new they made a new Battlefield game in response to like a lot of people being upset about Call of Duty. That doesn't make it a clone, like, or a knockoff or Shameless.
As you'll see, Monster Rancher is one of several monster capture games released in the
It's not a monster capture game. You don't capture anything.
90s alongside Pokemon. Like other monster raising titles, players train
now it's a
their
monster
creatures
raising
through
game.
a series of minigames to compete in tournaments and climb the ranks.
Also, he's using literally one of the starters that so you know he hasn't played very far because the monsters die and stuff. Like he's using one of the ones you're just given.
I hate to make the same joke as the last entry, but it's basically Pokemon with slightly more paper.
How's it Pokemon? How's it Pokemon? Explain. How is this Pokemon? Where's the turn-based combat? Where's the tall grass? Where's the cities? How is this Pokemon? In what way is this Pokemon?
Okay, no more basically Pokemon, but just...
It's not basically Pokemon, though.
And the previous two entries is that it's actually quite fun. What makes Monster Rancher truly enjoyable
This guy just said Dragon Quest Monsters isn't good. Maybe because you don't understand how to play it.
is the focus on bonding and training your monsters outside of battle. Because apparently monsters need therapy too.
You just complain that if you don't treat your monsters well in Dragon Quest Monsters, they don't like you. And now you're saying it's a good thing. Yeah, you can just tell by the stats. Okay. I'm not trying to be like an elitist or anything, but if you're going to call a bunch of games shameless knockoffs, like at least have played the games. Now, Nexomon. Okay. If you want to call Nexomon a Pokemon clone, right? I still think Nexomon Extinction does things way better than Pokemon. In some aspects. In other aspects, I do feel like they need more battle complexity. But in a lot of aspects, like Nexomon does do things way better than Pokemon. Even visually, like its 2D art style is much better than the new Pokemon 3D art style. If you want to call it a clone though, because it's so similar, like I won't like get mad, but like still respect it. You know what I mean? Whereas how, in what way is Nexomon shameless? Like Nexomon has so much soul into it. Like, so what if it's like Pokemon? These people made the sort of 2D Pokemon game that we kind of want in the modern age. Because I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather Pokemon go back to 2D if it's going to keep pumping out stuff like ZA. But that's just my opinion.
Extinction.
Together, we have thrived for many generations. Together, we have risen against every odd and hardship. This world is built over millennia of
Look, it even
friendship,
has friggin' a
loyalty,
voiceover.
and love.
Labeling Nexomon Extinction as just a Pokemon clone doesn't quite do it justice.
Exactly.
Calling it a clone is like calling a smartphone a fancy calculator. While it borrows nearly all the familiar mechanics from Pokemon, there's a case to be made that it delivers a more engaging take.
It does have its own unique systems, like the held item system's completely different. It uses equipment, sort of like Digimon, actually. The story is completely different. It doesn't have like an 8 badge quest. Like it's a lot more story driven in a good way. Characters are a lot more memorable than any recent Pokemon game, in my opinion.
Take on the formula. Its stamina system encourages players who...
He just complained about stamina in a different game, in that first game. Oh, there's stamina. It makes the game, it makes me have to strategize. It's no good. And now he's like, oh, stamina's great.
Rotate their team instead of relying on a single core lineup. The lively cast of characters adds depth and energy to the story, though a few of them feel like they were pulled straight from a Saturday morning cartoon. The Nexomon themselves
So what if they were pulled from a Saturday morning cartoon? That's a good thing.
are thoughtfully designed, and the witty dialogue injects plenty of humor. Don't be surprised if
Also, again, this is like the first battle in the game. Like this is like you're supposed to lose this battle.
companion makes better jokes than you. Or me, I guess. Please don't fire me, Mojo.
No, they won't fire you. You belong there, bud.
Monster Crown.
Monster Crown, again, has its issues. Plays nothing like Pokemon. Like, it's just turn-based. Yeah, nice tutorial battle, bro.
With over 200 creatures to tame and a robust breeding system that allows for endless combinations, you could spend hours...
I feel like that's something, I feel like that's exactly how I described the game. A robust fusion system, or a robust, like that's usually the terminology I use. I wonder if he's been watching some Gym Leader Ed, you know?
I was creating monsters in Monster Crown that looked like they were designed by a committee of caffeine-fueled toddlers. It's been shown that Monster Crown is a...
Okay, Monster Crown has some good designs. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, so it's got some good designs.
everyone's cup of tea, but the familiar Pokemon mechanics
It's got a ton of dragons and stuff like that. I don't know what this guy's talking about.
like battles and trading make it easier to digest. Well, at least easier than explaining to your friends why you just fused a slime with a dragon. Pixel monsters go.
Oh, wow, he barely even, okay. Okay, this is like some Pokemon
Pixel-style
Go
Pokemon?
ripoff. I don't even care.
Makes sense. Then you get the avalanche of imitators.
I don't know if this is
pocket
good or not,
pixel.
but this
Kids are
is
gonna
literally just Pokemon Go, right?
Makes sense. Mix a little Minecraft with a little Pokemon, and sure enough, kids are going to eat it up. But then you get the avalanche of imitators. Pocket Pixelmon Go, Catch Pixelmon
Okay, so
Go,
it's like
Pixel Monsters
Minecraft
Go,
Pokemon Go.
Contest,
I've never
idea,
seen this game
anything
before. World of Final Fantasy! How? So this is just a Final Fantasy game with Monster Collection, which Final Fantasy, I don't know when the first Final Fantasy game came out, but I'm pretty sure it's old. Pretty sure it's probably... I'm gonna have to look into this. Is Final Fantasy... You guys let me know in the comments. Is Final Fantasy older than Pokemon? I feel like it is. But even if it's not, big deal. They have a Final Fantasy game that's monster battling. How is that Pokemon?
World of Final Fantasy shares plenty of similarities with the classic Pokemon RPGs. The story follows twins Lan and Rain, who
So in which Pokemon game do you have twins
suffer from amnesia
as main characters?
and conveniently have no memory of their past.
Oh yeah, characters with amnesia, just like every Pokemon game.
Feels very Pokemon. Now,
How does that feel very Pokemon? There's twins that have lost their memories conveniently. Like, you could say that feels like every game trope ever or every anime ever, but that has nothing to do with Pokemon. Doesn't do that. Also, you can just look at the combat system and see it's not like Pokemon. Like, they've got the sort of ATB thing going on.
it's on this list, so obviously creatures much like Pokemon can be captured and trained
So monsters that are just like Pokemon, right? Because they're monsters.
for battle. First released in 2016, the games later received an enhanced version, World of Final Fantasy Maxima, in 2018. This upgrade added even more mirages to collect and brought in famous...
Yeah, so some of the monsters, aka the mirages you can get, are literally just like little chibi Final Fantasy characters. And there's like a stacking system, which isn't shown because the guy doesn't actually play it. Yeah, this is not just like Pokemon.
Final Fantasy characters. It fleshed it out to give it a bit more Final Fantasy in its world of.
Spy another mirage.
That is the call to Choco Chick. What are you waiting for? Go on and imprison the it.
Okay.
The
City
It?
Spirits Go.
Okay, this is another game I've never heard of before.
When Pokemon Go launched in July 2016, it took the world by storm. Nothing says exercise like running chin first into lampposts. Meanwhile, China never got the official release, so what was the solution? A blatant
Okay, so how is this blatantly Pokemon Go? This doesn't look like Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go doesn't play like this.
clone, of course. City Spirit Go is free to download, but packed with microtransactions, features
I'm not gonna say it's good or not because I've never played it, but like just looking at it, it's not a knockoff. It's probably heavily inspired by it, but even the way the menus work and stuff, it does seem to be different.
a mascot suspiciously similar to Pikachu and offers plenty of unique creatures to catch, minus the unique. It's basically Pokemon for people who like their monster hunting 100% virtual and 0% fun. Cassette
What is he
Beasts.
doing? Okay, monster hunting. The Pokemon's not a monster hunting game. I don't know where that came from. And Cassette Beasts. This one has to be one of the most like disrespectful ones on this list. If you guys have played Cassette Beasts or have seen my content on it, you know this is like one of my favorite, if not my favorite, indie monster taming game ever. Okay, the game's got amazing pixel art. It's got a 2.5D open world. It's got like platforming. It's got turn-based battles that are nothing like Pokemon. It has like I forget, it's AP. It uses AP. So you start out with like low AP and it builds up over time. So you can't just blast enemies with your strongest attacks right away. You have to be kind of strategic. It's got in-battle fusions that have over like 14,000 fusions in total. Like, this game is nothing like Pokemon. It's jam-packed with content, and honestly, like, it's better than any modern Pokemon game by a mile. Like, I'd say it's better than a lot of the classic Pokemon games. Like, I would put this game up there in terms of like favorite monster taming games of all time, with like Pokemon Soul Silver. I really like Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. That one, the new Digimon game, like this one's up there at the top. Like, there's very few things I have to say about this game that are negative. Like, this is an amazing game. So to call it a Pokemon clone with how unique this game is, like, even types don't work the same. Like, types are based off of like debuffs and buffs and stuff like that. So to call this a Pokemon clone just shows a blatant like disrespect for the genre and just a complete lack of actually knowing anything about it.
Let's finish our list with some shameless knockoffs that are actually pretty good.
Oh, they're good, but they're shameless. Like, shut
First,
up.
we have Cassette Beasts. Cassette Beasts introduced fresh ideas and mechanics that set it apart within the creature collecting genre,
Oh, did I mention it's also open world?
offering impressive depth with 120
Oh, and it has completely detachable moves, just like Digimon.
monsters and over 14,000 possible fusions. Let me say that again so it sinks in. 14,000. Its charming art style pairs perfectly with an inventive co-op battle system, making battles feel both familiar and slightly less likely to make your neighbor.
They even did little things like making the battle menu a cassette player. Like this game does not deserve the hate it's getting right now. I don't care if he says it's good. He's calling it shameless.
Just call the cops.
And the music's amazing too. And again, this is the first area in the game. Like, this is the first thing you do in the game, and that's what he's doing. And then with Pal World, same thing. Like everything's level 7 or level 2. So you know he just booted up the game and was like, look, I'm getting some B-roll. Like, no actual, like... you might as well have just used the game trailers. Like, if you don't have gameplay of it, or you haven't played the games, just use the game trailers. Like, I don't always have B-roll for my videos, right? Like, my computer only has so much storage, so after I've done a Let's Play of something, I usually have to, after I upload it, I have to delete it all, right? So if I need to do, like, a list video, I'll use a lot of the trailer footage or the promotional footage. But this is just hilariously transparent. Like, you know he didn't play them at all, and he's critiquing them. Like, it's one thing to talk about games you haven't played yet, be like, oh, this game has this, and this. But he's, like... critiquing them. Like, if you're gonna critique them, you should at least have like a few hours in each game.
Palworld exploded onto the scene in early 2024.
Yeah, and Nintendo couldn't deal with the competition, so they started suing them.
And continues to enjoy massive popularity.
Oh, competition? Oh, yeah, that's right. If anyone else becomes a monster taming channel, I'm just gonna copyright claim all of their videos. Be like, actually, I own monster taming now. Like, stop.
Though it was first marketed as Pokemon with guns, the game quickly proved to be much more, blending in base building, crafting,
doesn't
and
play
survival
anything like
mechanics.
Pokemon.
Now our cute little monsters might also be plotting to steal our shotgun. For players without a Nintendo console, it served as a fantastic alternative to Pokemon.
It's not an alternative to Pokemon, guys. Don't buy this game thinking you're gonna like it if you're a Pokemon fan. It's a good game. I enjoyed it, but if you're someone who prefers like a guided story and stuff like that, like this game, you're gonna end up not liking the game because it's a sandbox game. Like, it's completely different. Like, if you liked Ark, you'll like this game.
Pokemon. With its mix of familiar creature battles and survival elements,
Familiar creature battles. When did Pokemon do this?
Palworld appeals not only to Pokemon enthusiasts, but also to anyone who's tired.
Also, Pokemon ZA's battle system is basically like a worse version of Palworld's. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you can run around as the character, but you can't even do anything. The Pokemon are the only ones fighting, right? Whereas Palworld's like, you fight with your monster. So like, anyway, it's completely different.
Of their starter Pokemon politely waiting for orders instead of, you know, blowing shit up.
Yeah, see, he's only level 5. Stop.
Did you enjoy this video?
No,
Check
I
out
did
these
not
other
enjoy this
clips from
video. No. You don't deserve. Go away. Yeah, so anyways, guys. I can't with this stuff, man. I can't. And there you go, guys. Another really shameless list video, if you will. I don't think the games in this list are shameless. I think it's the video itself, but I'm not going to let people get away with this kind of slander. When it comes to monster taming games, we have been in Pokemon's shadow. I've been covering monster taming games for the past 6 years, and it's always the case that people are going to basically uplift and put Pokemon on like this pedestal and then push every other monster taming game like under its boot in order to either like I don't know what it is about these like games journalists and these like these very generic YouTube channels like the Watch Mojo people. Like, I think it's that like with games journalists, they want to get the games early or whatever so that they can review them. So they're like nicer to Nintendo. And then same goes with these guys. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, you look at things like the recent review scores for like Legends EA versus Digimon, and they're given both 79. Like if Legends EA was not a Pokemon game, that would not have gotten the same score as Digimon Time Stranger. And then you look at like the review scores from users, and it's a completely different game. So I think there's a little bit of like, I don't want to say like corruption, but there's a little bit of like bias and favoritism towards Pokemon that honestly, like in recent times, has been unjust, because like the Pokemon games haven't really given us something like up to standard in probably like a decade. So the fact that these people keep calling all of these games like shameless knockoffs when they're actually willing to do things that Nintendo and Game Freak won't, is honestly just a slap in the face and reeks of bootlicking. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you want me to do more of these? Also, again, share any sort of interesting videos you want me to check out in the video idea section in our Discord server, linked below. And just wanted to say special thanks to our supporters, especially Candy Morency, Tragsoft, Valorware, Nemo, and Wrathful Beast. And we'll see you next time. Peace.